everybody, I'm Lara Trump coming to you from Trump Tower in New York City. Ask people who know Donald Trump and they'll tell you how he'll do anything to help others get ahead. You can call him the Opportunity President. Joining me to talk about opportunities for all under President Trump is a senior advisor to the Trump 2020 campaign and my good friend, Katrina Pearson. Katrina, we love having you on. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me, Laura. It is great to be here with President Trump.
Isn't it great just to be able to say President Trump?
I
still love that. I know we always used to talk about that. I still love it. Katrina, you often talk about how Donald Trump gave you the opportunity of a lifetime. Tell me a little bit about it.
You know, Laura, I can't even begin to tell you until I tell you one thing prior. I grew up in poverty, and my family was on welfare. I had free lunch in school, and it was really bad. And I was surrounded by the complete opposite of hope. And growing up, I made a series of choices that put me in a much better position. And for 6 years, I did national media commentary across the board for many candidates and conservative policies for that reason. But it wasn't until Donald Trump came along and ran for president, and I was providing political commentary on Donald Trump and his policies, was the very first time that a candidate ever picked up the phone and called me to say, thank you. And that really hit home with me. And then after we talked more and more about his policies, I knew then that he was going to be the perfect president to help others like me who did not have opportunities grow up to see that they have the tools and resources, not only within themselves, but out there in their communities to be successful. He was the first candidate that wanted to go into the minority communities, and this is something that I struggled with for a very long time with other candidates. He wanted to go. He had a vision. He wanted to sell it. He wanted to compete for their votes, and that really took me to a whole nother level. So I was very, very excited when he gave me, a black single mother, the opportunity to represent a U.S. presidential campaign, Laura, a winning U.S. presidential campaign. So I am forever grateful for that opportunity.
Well, now, it's not a surprise to me, by the way, Katrina, that he gave you that opportunity because you are incredible at what you do, and he saw that talent in you. And I've actually seen my father-in-law help so many people advance in life. He has taken people who are drivers, doormen, security guards. They are now the executives in his company that are still there today. He wants to do that for all Americans. Isn't that exactly what we're seeing with this new record low unemployment for African Americans, women, and other groups?
Oh, absolutely. You know, the media always wants to focus on negative things. And, you know, there have been a lot of people who are very close to the president who understand that the president doesn't see race or gender. He sees people. He sees an individual, and he sees opportunity, and he sees potential. And that is why you see policies that the president has been talking about for decades that really want to help everyone get ahead. And you've mentioned all of the numbers that are on the decline. That is great. Unemployment at record low. And I just got to think we should talk about the things that are going up. There are positive numbers like hope. People's spirit are engaged. Patriotism is on the rise. People are happy to get out there. I have been approached so many times by people on the street who come to me with tears in their eyes saying, please tell President Trump, thank you. My family and I were able to finally move into a bigger home. These are things you were not hearing during the prior administration. So this president is really touching the people.
Yeah, no, it's so true. I hear it all the time. It keeps me energized. It keeps me going when I hear people give me real facts about their life, saying, I got a little more money in a paycheck thanks to those tax cuts. Tell the president to keep going, to keep fighting.
That's right.
I absolutely love hearing it. And now something that we all have to focus on if we want to talk about moving forward are the midterms. As they approach, have you noticed how more and more GOP candidates are embracing the Trump agenda in their own races now that America's winning again?
Oh, absolutely. It's actually been very excited to see many Republicans come together. We're starting to see unity in the party, which I think a lot of people didn't see coming. And I think that's going to be great towards the midterms, because I think people understand that the average person at home cares more about the ability to feed their children and have money in the bank than they do about personality or differences elsewhere. So I think party unity moving forward is actually growing. I think it's going to get even stronger because the president's policies, I mean, he did win a national election, something that hasn't been done in a very long time. And I think that's actually starting to drive the message home, not just in the districts, but into the party infrastructure as well, because people want to put America first. People want their families to be successful. And President Trump made that promise.
Now, Katrina, of course, not everyone's embracing the president's winning agenda, as we heard from New York Governor Andrew Cuomo.
We're not going to make America great again. It was never that great.
Wow, that's quite a statement, Katrina. What do you think this reveals about Andrew Cuomo and Democrats like him?
Well, I think this is actually showing a side that the Democrats have been hiding for a very long time. And, you know, it's just really sad to hear a sitting governor say something like that. What other country would he have been able to achieve what he's been able to achieve if not for the greatness of America? And, you know, go tell anyone who's born into a zip code that keeps them down. But if that individual makes better choices for themselves, they have the opportunity to achieve greatness. I'm an example of that. So you can't tell me that this country isn't great. And this goes against something his father even said. And now we hear that he's backtracking because even people in his own crowd, as you could hear there among the cheers, there were some boos. And now he's having to backtrack. I think it's truly unfortunate because this country is great. If not, people wouldn't be risking their lives to come here.
Yeah, and you think about where we were when we defeated Nazi Germany, when we defeated the Japanese after they attacked us at Pearl Harbor, after 9/11, the way our country came together. It's ridiculous to hear anyone say this, let alone an elected official. I find it appalling and really upsetting, but it shows just how pessimistic he is about his party and the fact I think that Donald Trump is winning, quite frankly.
Absolutely. I mean, it seems like the more Donald Trump wins, the more fringe the left goes. And I think it's great, though, because I do think that it's time for Democrats to be honest about how they feel about our country and about the people in it, because then America has a choice to make. Right. And I believe wholeheartedly that they're going to go with the positives of our great country.
Now, Katrina, you are amazing. You fight for the president every day. Thank you so much for joining me, and thanks for being such a shining example of what the opportunity president can do for all Americans.
Well, thank you, Laura, for having me. It is my honor to help continue President Trump to make America great again.
And thank you for joining me as well. To keep new opportunities coming for all Americans, we need your help in the midterm elections this fall. Go to DonaldJTrump.com to sign up with us today. That's the real news for today. I'm Laura Trump from Trump Tower in New York City. Goodbye, everybody.